with our arts and culture segment this Friday. That means we have our culture correspondent, Song Yoo-jin, joining us in the studio. Welcome, Yoo-jin.
Happy Friday, Jung-min.
Happy Friday. What do you have for us today?
Well, Jung-min, today I want to talk about musicals because this year we've seen several Korean productions taking the stage internationally, even in places that are being called as the home of musicals. So what's behind the rising popularity of KMusicals? Let's find out. Broadway is a stage that many in the musical world dream of, having been the epicenter of theatrical magic for centuries. Among the bright lights and grand theaters is the Broadway Theatre, one of the largest in New York City. Since April, it's been home to the musical, The Great Gatsby. The mastermind behind this show is Korean musical producer Shin Chun-soo, the first Asian to solely lead produce a Broadway musical.
Producing one of America's most beloved stories was a challenging task. I found parallels between the 1920s and the present day and aimed to capture the bittersweet irony and the tragic grandeur of Gatsby's world, expressing the emotions of the characters through the music.
With no set closing date, the production is on an open run, aiming for 5 years. This means the show will keep running as long as there is an audience wanting to see it. But The Great Gatsby is just one part of a larger story. Earlier this year, Marie Curie made a successful West End debut in London at the Charing Cross Theatre. And just this month, Frida, the Last Night Show, had its U.S. premiere at the University of Southern California's Bing Theatre. So what exactly is fueling the rise of Korean musicals on the international stage? Industry insiders say it's a combination of quality and passion. Actress Kim So-hyang, who starred in both Frida and Marie Curie in Korea, reflects on how far Korean musicals have come.
I believe it's our relentless dedication to creating something extraordinary. There's a special charm in how we craft these stories. For example, with Frida, the powerful narratives that let women voice their strength seem to mesmerize the audience.
For years, word has spread among foreign producers about the quality of Korean musicals and the talent of our actors. Government support has also helped smaller productions find opportunities abroad. In just the first half of this year, Korea staged over 9,000 performances, an impressive figure that's driving rapid growth for actors and production teams.
To keep the momentum going and help Korean musicals shine even brighter on the global stage, tailored support is essential.
The government has been supporting small original works, allowing for creative experimentation. However, larger productions need more flexibility, and the government could assist by providing infrastructure like rehearsal space or production studios. To help musical expand internationally, it could also address regulatory barriers that hinder exports.
We need to build tryout theatres where shows can test their material before full-scale premieres. Currently, musicals often jump straight from rehearsals to opening night without the chance to refine their performances.
Through these efforts, Korean musicals will be able to capture the hearts of more audiences around the world.
You know what, Eugene? It's clear that dedication and passion behind Korean musicals are surely driving their rise.
Right.
But it's not just homegrown productions. Imported and licensed musicals also have become part of mainstream culture in Korea. Why is that?
Right, so according to the industry insiders and experts I spoke with, they say that the reason why Korea's musical scene is so thriving these days is thanks to the young audience. So musicals here in Korea really took off back in the early 2000s with the first run of the Phantom of the Opera here in the country. And after that, young people started getting more interested in musicals, especially when K-pop stars like Kim Jun-soo started performing in them. Now, when compared to other countries, theater audiences tend to be older, often in their 50s or 60s, but here it's mostly those in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. And that's why people say Korea's musical future looks so bright, because our audience is young, passionate, and also continuously growing.
And finally, what are some ways Korean musicals can grow their fan base beyond, just relying on government support?
So one way is using universal themes or selecting stories that a lot of international audiences are familiar with, such as the classic The Great Gatsby and also Marie Curie. And for larger productions in big theaters, they're actually eyeing options to reach more people through video versions, whether that's on DVD or by screening them in cinemas. So for example, while it's not a Korean original, the Korean production of Elizabeth is set to premiere as a film version next month here in Korea. So exporting content like this will allow audiences around the world to enjoy more Korean musicals anytime, anywhere.
Our culture correspondent, Song Yoo-jin, thank you.
My pleasure.